Welcome to Sports Geek Throwback. Here's your host, the sports geek himself, Sean Callanan.
G'day, I'm Sean Callanan from Sports Geek, and welcome to Sports Geek Throwback, where I pick out the best bits from the Sports Geek podcast archive. For this week's Sports Geek Throwback, I go back to episode 159 with Greg Sleigh, published in August 2017. Greg was at ANZ Stadium at the time. He's now across the country and is GM commercial at Optus Stadium for Venues Live in Perth. Remember, if you need help across digital, marketing, sponsorship teams, please get in touch. That's what we do in applying the digital to dollars process to help your team build revenue. In this throwback episode, Greg and I discuss stadium connectivity and how it plays a part in the fan experience. Remember, you can listen to the episode in full at sportsgeekhq.com/159. Enjoy.
So you're talking about connecting there, stadiums and the technology around connectivity. Again, you know, I think it was around 2010 when I first started. I was talking to you guys around social and what we could do, and it was common around Australia you get too many people and the networks start bursting at the seams and those kind of things. How has the technological solutions and the connectivity in stadiums developed in your time?
Yeah, we're fortunate here. We started our journey with Telstra about 5 years ago on the Wi-Fi scenario, and we were fortunate enough to put in the Telstra technology in 2012. It's made the world of difference to us because people can actually engage in real time here, and not only are they doing it on the Wi-Fi network if they felt that way inclined, but it's also enabled the people who are less inclined to be on the Wi-Fi network to actually play on 3G and 4G. So all of a sudden we're finding that we do have a truly connected stadium. Different people have different needs through that process, and they're able to do it in whatever manner they feel more comfortable. And I think that's been a massive change for us over the course of the last 2 years, as that network's found its happy place, and each of our hirers uses it entirely differently. On a night like Arsenal, we were able to use some social activity through the screens and actually engage a little bit more so because slightly bigger budget, slightly bigger event presentation, and a one-off event without any sanction commitments. So we could have a little bit more fun through those platforms. So it's absolutely a part of the event experience here in Sydney, and all of our hirers are starting to really engage, and no doubt they're learning every day on how they might do it a little bit differently.
And it is very much the way of, you know, how the hirers, how the clubs, how the promoters want to use it, because it is different for different venues. You know, you might have a concert. You know, I went to Jerry Seinfeld last night, and he's like, no phones, no cameras, no nothing. Yeah. You're even seeing some technology going the other way where they're dampening mobile phone technology or putting them into bags. But it's you know, it's now fans are getting to use it how they want it. You know, all the networks are allowed to breathe a little bit, but everyone wants to take that. Hey, I'm at the game. I'm at a, you know, there's a great try, or you know, I'm watching Arsenal for the first time, and they're able to share it, whereas you know they couldn't. You know, and now you know it's available. How do you manage There's so much tech now that's being thrown into the stadium space of we've got to have this, we've got to have this. How do you start balancing how much is too much and how much is it improving the fan experience, or is it, you know, is it a slight incremental, and is that slight incremental really important?
I think 3 years ago, there are a heap of different players in the space, unfortunately, and the stadiums they provide a platform for other people to be clever.
Yep.
And maybe 3 or 4 years ago, there was a little bit of an arm wrestle between the codes and the hirers and the broadcasters and the stadiums, who all knew that there was an aspiration to do something in this space. But there is a tendency to fall over yourselves unless you can actually find your happy space between all those different groups. So I think we as a stadium have taken a step back. We know that we've got a very important role to provide a platform. It's then incumbent upon our hirers, who are all come from different codes, to work out what that digital experience needs to look like. We've got a role to play. I mean, we own a ticketing operation, we own a food and beverage operation. We need to be able to add value to that process for our hirers. But I think we've got to the point where we know that it's not our job.
Yeah.
The person who owns the space is the hirer. They'll do that with a broadcaster and with a code. They need to own that digital event experience, and we need to supplement it as and when appropriate.
Yeah, and I think the whole the Wi-Fi as a utility of a stadium, again, if you go back a bit further, it was like, when's the Wi-Fi coming in? Who pays for it? That kind of that's the platform. Wi-Fi is seen as a utility, the same as bathrooms and food and those kind of and transport. As long as that's sorted, you that what you were just saying there about the platform, the things that can be added onto it, whether it's how their app works and AR and how it connects and those kind of things. That's something that you've got the platform there. The technology can sit on top of it, and it can be you can innovate on top of that.
Yeah, I think our role is to be the enabler rather than to set the scene as far as what that looks like. Because again, in dealing with so many different codes at so many different points of their digital journey, it's pointless us having a policy that takes them down a direction, because they've all got their own objectives, and they're all entirely differently sophisticated as far as how they're being implemented.
If you like this Sports Geek Throwback episode, please check out the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com. Please share Sports Geek with your sports business colleagues. We appreciate you sharing. We love working with podcast listeners. Please get in touch so we can help your team. Go to sportsgeekhq.com/phone call. All Sports Geek episodes are available at sportsgeekhq.com and all podcast platforms.